Hi everybody, welcome back to Lumber Capital Log Yard. Em's giving me all the things I need to say for the intro. I'm going to do the video today, and I wanted to wish everybody a Merry Christmas and certainly a Happy New Year. We are sort of in the midst of mud and snow, and we have rain coming, and then I think it's going to flash freeze. Probably everybody's watching the weather on the nation right now, and it's going to be 50 degrees here the next couple days, and then it's going to a high of like 10. So things are going to get a little soupy. So I wanted to show you what's going on at the log site. This is going to be our primary site for the next year or so. We're still be on our hemlock site as well, but now that we're cutting hardwoods, we have some orders for white oak that I'm very excited about, and we are going to be selling red oak at the log yard. We're going to put it out like we did, or like we put out the pine and the hemlock. So the red oak is going to be the same as our hemlock price, which we're really excited about. I think that's going to be a great product for our customers. So let's just take a look real quick at what we have going on here. One of my concerns with this site is the ingress and egress of the trucks. And I know that grade never shows up on the camera. So we have the road down below, and then the road comes up. Now I already have stone down underneath the snow here. I have 3s and 4s globular stone in there. It is buried, but it's very firm. So the trucks will have to come in, they're pull straight in, and they're pull their nose right up to the tree line. And then they will back down into here. They probably have to pull forward and then back up. Now I have some logs here, and they are turned 90 degrees opposite of how I'll actually have them. With this storm coming, I didn't know if it was going to be snow or rain. It looks like it might be mostly rain now, but I wanted to let them like that because if it snows, and if you can pan out through there, you can see that I have a place to push the snow right off. And we always want to put it on the low side of the landing so that when it melts, it doesn't run back out across. This is such typical Pennsylvania logging terrain right in here. This is, I think we do have a real thin layer of frost in the ground, but the sun's been hitting it this afternoon, so it's just a muddy, smeary mess, as you can see from my boots. This morning, this was frozen solid. It was real nice. Trucks could have come and gone easy. So I'm just looking around here and want to take a few trees out on the landing here to allow for a little more sun. There's a very nice poplar right here that I'm going to take, and I'm going to take this small white oak right here. It's a very tall, straight tree. It's beautiful. That is a smaller tree than I normally would cut, but it'll allow the trucks to pull off to the side there and have a little more comfort about backing in. And then we have 2 or 3 trees up the bank here that I'm going to take out. They're just convenient, and it will allow for a little more sunlight on the landing. So this was all woods when I started, and you can see the cut bank in here. That was the grade of the terrain, and I was able to move that soil over into here. And of course, it doesn't have to be perfectly level where we put the logs, but where the trucks will be, which is where I'm standing all the way back to, they'll be able to be back behind my truck. So I think we have the foundation of a really good landing for a log site. I have all the roads I think are in, and I have a level road for, I think it's almost a mile maybe, and that's where I'm going to be working over the next 45 days or so. I'm going to see if I can just stay down low. This does get very steep in here, and it actually can get pretty dangerous. I was here 4 or 5 winters ago and had a fair amount of difficulty, but I'm a little better logger now, so I have a little different technique and plan to keep things rolling. So I want to just show you some of the things that I do. I may have mentioned this in another video, but let's just go take a look. So Em, can you zoom in over here? I think most guys that have track machines probably know this. A couple days ago, I just cut these little pieces of white oak. They're about 4 to 6 inches in diameter. I made them 8 feet long. So I cut them, and then I made sure that the machine was thoroughly up off the ground. When we get this kind of weather, and we get an inch of rain that they're forecasting, those tracks are going to freeze solid. I mean, they are going to be a solid piece of steel, and the machine will freeze fast to the ground. And there's almost no way to break it free except to even bump it with the skidder and stuff, which is just really hard on your equipment. So if you are a little preemptive, the machine's ready to go. I can back on and off of those tracks, or on and off of those logs, and that will keep the tracks off the ground. It will keep it from freezing. The other thing that I do is that at the end of every day, I always, regardless, I always clean the tracks out. But specifically during the winter months, you really have to. And you can see, like, even where I couldn't get, that's just frozen solid. Those are ice mud chunks, and you know, that stuff's going to be in there until spring. So there's not much you can do about that. So, you know, when you put your dozer in forward and you want to move, you just creep and let that stuff sort of break free so you're not damaging anything. Another thing I've done is that the skid road goes on out through the woods that way, and of course then it's just the road, and it's your regular 8-9 feet wide. But I have this set up so that I can back right into the machine this way with my truck. I keep a 150,000 BTU torpedo heater in the back of my truck this time of year, and it's kerosene. In that box I have a small generator, and I will back the truck right up to the nose of the machines, and then just start cutting it. But I'll put the heat on the machine, let it run like that for a half hour to 45 minutes. So this machine's sitting here, I can back right into it. I can have the truck turned around the other way and back right up to the dozer and do the same thing. The dozer does have a block heater on it, the skidder doesn't. So sometimes I run the block heater, and if it's real cold, I'll put the torpedo heater on it. It really helps the machine start a lot better when you get that radiator, the fluid in there, when you get that warmed up. It makes a big difference with the machines. So those are just some of the little things that I do. I don't have the tire chains on the skidder yet. I'm not sure if I need them because it's relatively level out through there. I'm sort of hoping not to put them on, but I think I'm probably going to need to. So Grandpa will have to come out and help me with that. It is not a fun job. It's not hard, but it's just it's time consuming and a lot of work. Those tire chains are incredibly heavy. Two people can't lift them. You have to drive onto them, and then we'll use a come along to wrap it up around the tire, and we'll drive the chain up on the tire. So when you do that times 4, you know, you can be 2-3 hours into just putting some chains on. So this is the new site, and this is all red oak and white oak. Little bit of birch and a few pine trees. I can probably count them on one hand how many there are. They're beautiful, the ones I'm thinking of. So this is over a couple valleys. It's a really big site. It's never been timbered before, at least in this section, and it has a couple areas that I probably don't want to touch with a machine. We're just let them keep growing. And then it has some beautiful sections of really beautiful mature timber, and you know, I think it's some high quality stuff. We were here a few years ago at the other end, and was very happy with the timber coming out of it. So I'm excited for you guys to see it, and of course to see the products back at the log yard. We're going to let this weather break and get through the cold snap, and hopefully really be back to work around the first of the year. We've had a bit of a slowdown just weather-wise. The holidays are here. Firewood season has really wound down. When I get back from doing this video, I'm going to run the last 2 season cords of the year, and then it will just be green after that. We're starting a new firewood system this year with the girls' work, and I'm going to go back to how I did it many years ago, where we're going to actually inventory the firewood in the yard instead of going directly on the trucks. So we're going to have big piles, hopefully, that we'll be working on, really starting now for next year. And I will not be cutting hemlock for a couple months. That site is closed down. There's just no way to get in there with the truck. And we're going to do a video of that whole road. I actually want Em to go with one of the log truck drivers. I hope it shows up on video, because if I could just get you guys there, you go, oh my word, this is incredible. I actually don't want to go in there with my pickup right now, because I don't know if I'd make it in and out. I think you could with studded tires, or if you chained up, but just to go in barefoot, it's really a no-go. So if I won't go in with my truck, I certainly can't ask a big truck to go in. So that's it. That's it for me, probably for the year with you guys. Greatly appreciate our subscribers. I'll be trying to answer any comments that you make. Again, I always try and do that. I do want to say that when we're hitting 400 and 500 comments on some of the videos, it is becoming a little taxing to try and get to all of them. I do, but at some point, if our subscriber rate keeps growing, I'm probably going to have a cutoff. It takes many hours to go through, and if it's a rain day, it's sort of a fun thing to do, but I think you understand where I'm coming from. And I greatly wanted to thank everybody. We did hit 100,000 subscribers this week, and I know it's just a number, but you know, we worked really hard. The girls have done a phenomenal job. As you know, I'm very proud of them. They really put a lot of effort into it. Emerald's creativity on a daily basis is, it really just blows my mind. I think sometimes she gets a little bit frustrated where she doesn't feel she has a lot of content. And I tell her, well, we do a video every day, so you have to figure something out. She usually comes to me and asks if she's really perplexed, and I'll give her an idea. But you can understand, you know, it's a channel. It's a little bit of work. We're glad to do it, and we love that people like what they're seeing. So happy holidays. You've meant a lot to us. You've blessed us by watching what we have going on. You've blessed us with your comments. You've encouraged me many times over, and I just want to say thank you. Happy holidays.